We finally made it to Deep South Homestead. Woohoo! We are somebody. We passed the test. It's like a rite of passage. And in the bargain, Wanda has horseradish.
Yay!
Hello everybody, this is Wanda. I have Patti with me from Alderman Farms, and we're going to be talking about making sourdough starter and bread, because Patti is the bread queen.
Oh well, I wouldn't say that, but I've made a lot of loaves of bread.
Yeah, and she's going to be discussing some things with me on gluten-free and regular, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
And what I'm trying with sourdough bread, the new thing that
so
I'm trying.
We're going to talk about that, and right now what we have here are Back to Basics. You guys saw I did a video on the bread that I made from Back to Basics.
It's a great book.
We both like this book.
Yes, we both have one.
So you have something you're fixing to try with sourdough.
I do. You know, as Danny is, I'm gluten-free also, because I've had some issues and everything. And I've just been doing some research, and now I do make some gluten-free bread, not a lot, and so I'm going to try your gluten-free recipe. But one thing that I'm going to be trying with sourdough is sprouted wheat.
Okay.
So I have my own wheat, and you sprout it, and I'm going to be making a video on it. You sprout it, then you have to dehydrate it again, because sprouting is with water. It's the wheat berries, and so then you have to dehydrate it, and then you will grind it into your flour, and then that's when I'm going to make sourdough. And the reason all behind this is because I would like to eat wheat bread.
Yeah. And see if you have a gluten intolerance.
Well, no. Well, I think I do. I think I'm intolerant to it.
But maybe not that way.
Well, the thing is whenever you sprout it, you started breaking it down. Whenever you make sourdough, it's starting to be broken down already through the fermentation process. And so it actually, from my reading, it actually makes a lot of the nutrients more available to us.
Y'all gonna have to excuse the way Patti and I look, because it's raining cats and dogs here.
And we were gonna see the place, and as soon as we left out,
the bottom fell out. So we look a little like drowned rats.
A little wet, but
we don't have time to put on makeup and look cute.
No, that's right.
But one thing we were discussing is in this book, it talks about how to make yeast from potatoes.
Right.
That's different from a starter, right?
Well, actually, what you're doing is making the starter by using the potatoes and the water and the sugar. And what it is yeast is naturally occurring. It's in the air. It's on this table. It's on your skin. It's everywhere. And so whenever you make up this mixture of your potato, and when we're talking about it, I've heard of using potato water. You know,
I've also heard of people using potato flakes, right?
Potato flakes, that's exactly right.
You can use any of that to start a starter.
Right.
And this book has the recipe if you're interested, and we'll probably put something in. I don't know if I'll put it in the description. I'm not real good at that, but we'll see.
But anyway, so you know what you're doing is you're capturing the wild yeast. Instead of going to the store and buying yeast and putting in it, you're capturing the wild yeast.
Okay.
And so that's what you can do it that way. I've also made a starter where you put flour and water and your sugar and like a tablespoon of yeast or a teaspoon of yeast, and it gets bubbly real quick. That's what you're looking for, is the bubbles. And when your starter starts bubbling really good, that's telling you when it starts getting about double, it's ready to raise your bread up.
Okay, so now this recipe, it's on page 252 in the writing, the last couple of paragraphs. Then this one on the next page, 254, is a actual sourdough starter. So that looks like what you're talking about, but you do have to have a package of yeast to add into this one.
Right, and this is a little bit different than, I mean, everybody does it different. You know, you can do it different ways. But this recipe, where is it at exactly? That recipe that
Right
this is making a starter from natural yeast. This is making a starter by using store-bought yeast. This is just going to make your bread faster.
Okay.
You know, this starter is going to take longer to get going and get
Because I think it says, what, 2 days somewhere in there to refrigerate it. Yeah, for 2 days.
Yeah, and I mean, it could take longer, especially now. Hopefully we're going to cool off a little bit.
I think it's gonna be in the 30s and by the end of the week.
I think we're gonna have one cool day this week, you know. But anyway, so if it was really cool, like if our friends are up north doing this,
Yeah.
you know, it might take a little longer for their starter to get going and getting bubbly.
But down here, as hot as it is, ours probably do really quickly.
Yeah, probably
And
so.
what I was going to talk about right here, now Patti makes a lot of bread, but you make is a lot of your sourdough.
Yeah,
That's what
I've
you
gotten
sell
to where
for
I mostly do sourdough. Now, I have used to do wheat and white bread, and it's for the farmer's market a lot. Now, I still will make a wheat bread for us or for Tommy and them at home.
I usually make a basic white. That's what I've always done, and I use the recipe that's in this book. But for Danny being gluten-free, and I gave Patti the recipe,
Yes.
I make just a white gluten-free, and it tastes so good compared to what you buy in town. Anybody that's tried that recipe loves it. But I'm going to try making a sourdough starter that like it has here, and that's going to be an upcoming video, gluten-free. We're all going to do it together. I'm going to start it. I'm going to show you what happens when we make the bread. If it doesn't work, then you guys don't have to try it. Just saying.
She's going to be the experiment.
I'm the experiment. I love the experiment. And so we've enjoyed having you here today.
Well, we have had a wonderful day. It's rained all day, but we have visited from 10:30 this morning till I think it's almost 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and
Non-stop.
Yeah, we've talked about a huge variety of subjects. Hadn't had the camera on, but
No, we haven't.
just been,
It's like we've got to film something. Nobody's going to believe we came.
and we had lunch,
We did a very, very good lunch.
and I made a persimmon cake.
Oh yes.
So
We've already had 2 pieces, and we probably will have to get something for the road. I'm
Yeah.
sure we won't get hungry on the way home.
yeah, I know it's a long drive.
Yeah, 2 hours.
But we wanted you to know a little bit about the bread, a little bit about Patti's. We want you to go to Alderman Farms on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's why it's listed Alderman.
Yeah, Alderman Farm.
Alderman Farms on YouTube, and check out her making bread. Now she has, I know at least some, but
Yeah.
she's making bread.
Farmer's market bread, yeah.
Like how many loaves at a time?
About 25 to 30 sometimes, yeah.
And what, in a day?
Yeah, I do that in a day. But that's what I love about the sourdough. I can start it the night before and get my dough all mixed up. I can place it in loaves the next day. And in about 4 hours, I can be starting to bake bread. So, and I also, you know, with sourdough, you're not limited to just bread. I started making cinnamon bread,
I know I want some of that.
and it's delicious. And sourdough rolls. I do sourdough. What am I? I can think of cinnamon sourdough, basil sourdough, and I do
Have you tried the
breadsticks.
cheese? Have you tried any with cheese?
No, not like added cheese in. I do the Parmesan cheese on top of the breadsticks.
Ooh.
You know, so you know, there's a different varieties, variations that you can do with the sourdough. It's very versatile.
Yeah, and that's one thing we want to try and find a gluten-free for people
Yes.
that can't have gluten. So we're going to work on that. Have you done any of these recipes? You said you hadn't done anything out of this book. You just pretty much do your sourdough and your wheat bread.
Yeah. Now I don't remember if I have actually made anything out of the book or not.
I've tried this one. It's called Sally Lunn. Now, that's a good. It's
Really?
kind of like a French bread.
Oh yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do make French bread to sell at the market too. That's the white bread that I sell.
Okay.
But there's lots of recipes that I've gotten copied from the internet. Now it's not gluten free, but for regular sourdough, there's a sourdough French bread that I didn't even know about. And I have different recipes I want to try.
So if you guys are interested in making bread, go see Patti. I'm going to be the experiment. I'm going to try a gluten-free starter. Just for you guys, and because Danny would love to have some bread besides the bread I make. He likes that, but I'm going to try the sourdough. And Patti makes all kinds of breads, and she'll show you what she does on her channel. And y'all, we are the Mississippi ladies.
Yes, we're it.
We're it. Oh, I know. One thing I was going to tell you. Somebody made a comment that they thought you and I had the, I forgot how to put it. We had the toughest hands around.
Yeah. I don't know. Yours are softer than mine.
You know why? You know why they said it?
Why?
Because we would can and we'd grab those jars and twist. I thought it was so funny. I said, that was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
they said, Somebody says you and Patti Alderman have the toughest hands I've ever seen.
My hands are tough. It's really bad when you shake hands with a man and they go, ooh.
Well, I mean, I don't do a lot with mine as far as, rough work.
Yeah.
But toting wood and things like that.
That's just gonna toughen them up.
It toughens up.
But
And I don't have, you don't have nails either.
no. I have, long enough to have a little dirt under them.
That's why I don't have nails.
Yeah.
I don't do the nails
Yeah.
with them. But we've enjoyed having Patti here, and Tommy and Danny are out that way somewhere.
There's no telling what they're talking about. So.
They did get to go visit outside a little. It's not raining at the moment,
No.
but it's been raining all day, and it's been a hard rain.
Yes, it's been lots of rain. I think Danny, from his calculations, the last 2 days they've had 9 inches of rain here.
Pretty much. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
So they came at a time when it's really, really raining, but we've had fun. We've enjoyed them, and we would like for you to check out Patti at Alderman Farms. Tommy too, if you have to. And y'all just stay tuned for the experiment. Thank you, guys.
Bye.